This is me officially checking in for this week. I haven't sat down and like filmed a check-in video yet, which I need to get on my Zoom because it's easy to forget things as they happen, but this week has felt like 5 weeks in one. It was very eventful, and Monday feels like a long time ago, even though it was literally less than a week ago this week. So Monday was my training day with Multiply. But really, more so than training, it was evangelism training. I only got to go to a little. It was interview day. So I went into the interview with this deaf school, the one in Brooklyn, and the school itself was so beautiful, so amazing, fantastic. Loved the administrators who interviewed me, loved the entire process. They gave me a tour of the school. The admin seemed to know all of the kids. She introduced me to like all the teachers. The area is beautiful. Love, 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 love. But I realized they were interviewing me for the summer school position, and I was like, girl, now hold up, I applied for the fall. And she said, that's too bad, so sad, because we're not gonna know what teaching positions we have available for the fall until August. And so right now we're only interviewing for summer school. Now, that is not initially what I anticipated, so I really wasn't sure what to do with that information, because summer school is from July 7th to August 15th, and it is a full-time job. You get paid pretty well, I would say, on a daily rate. Would give me a foot in the door at this school and potentially lead to a longer-term career. So that's the pro. The con is that I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, and I also wasn't expecting it, so it kind of made me nervous. So did that, and then got a free coffee from Capital One Cafe because they do free coffee on Mondays. Hung out with my intern friends that day. All right, we are boots on the ground right now. Where are we? Do any of us know?
Astoria. We're in Queens.
Are we in Astoria though?
Yeah, that's Queens. Astoria Park.
We're in Queens? All right, yes. I think it's time to introduce everyone to the characters of the Manaiba trip. There's some more. Not all are here. Not all are present, but it's time to be introduced. So introduce yourself, please.
Wait, what?
Introduce yourself.
I'm Aubrey.
All right, period. Aubrey, where are you from?
Ohio.
Period. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
Where are you from?
Blue Mountain, Mississippi.
Yeah. All right. Introduce yourself.
I'm Claudia. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm Bella. I'm from Oak City, Oklahoma.
All right.
Hey, I'm Poppy. I'm from Alabama.
Yes. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Nicole from Texas.
And what day is it today, Nicole?
My birthday.
Yeah! Happy birthday, Nicole!
Happy birthday.
To Chinatown with the other interns, and that was amazing. The food was so yummy. However, it was literal heat wave. Felt like I was gonna pass out because it was so hot, and I was wearing jeans. Bad idea. But the food, delicious. Juriel, when you are in New York, I will be taking you to the mochi place I went to because you would have torn that up. But yeah, it was so yummy. Dumplings, $5. I said, thank you, Jesus. And I will say I was a little bit stressed this week, just like financially. I was like, okay, I like going out and I like having these experiences with my friends, but I'm a little stressed finances wise. I don't want to be being irresponsible, and I just need to be mindful. And then my church gave me like 4 MARTA cards, and so all of my Subway for the rest of the summer is pretty much paid for, which is such a blessing and like so kind of them. And then my Aunt Paige Venmoed me some like spending money, which I didn't even say anything to her about like finances that I remember, anything that serious. And so I just felt like it was, which was so sweet. Thank you, Paige. But I felt like it was just God providing in that way, even though it wasn't even a serious prayer I prayed. Like, he knew I was stressed about it, and he was like, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. And it was. So that was lovely. And that was great. Also, another fun thing that happened, I don't have a video, but I have a picture, so I guess I'll just insert the picture. I was walking through Times Square, like through the middle of Times Square, and I see this wave out of the corner of my eye, and so I look, and it's my coworker, Aaron, from ASD, who's deaf, and his wife, who's also deaf, is there. She used to work at ASD, and so we just were chatting. He was like, oh my gosh, I thought it was you, like, this is crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, Aaron, so true, this is crazy. And so we were having a great time yapping it up. Another random man just walks up to us. He's like, are you guys deaf? All in sign language. And he's like, Aaron's like, yes. I'm like, no. And he's like, well, I'm deaf. Like, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm visiting for the week. Like, great to meet y'all. And anyways, that was just really sweet and really fun to get that like deaf community interaction as well. So that was super cool. Also, speaking of deaf community, the interpreting for the Zoom call that I did last week, it was terrifying. It was literally terrifying. I was not perfect. I made a lot of mistakes, but I did get through it. Was it almost 3 hours? Yes. Did I mess up? Absolutely. But did I survive? Yes. And I did go to the deaf church there, and that went well enough. So it was good to like be involved in the deaf community a little bit and like get to see what their church is like. I will be going back tomorrow too to see that. So we'll see how that goes too. And then today was not a good day. I woke up super exhausted, horrible mood, for no reason. For truly no reason, nothing happened. And then we did have outreach with my church, which went really well, and we had some great conversations with different people who seemed interested in coming to the church. One guy said he practiced shamanism, and he was like, what do y'all believe about shamanism? And that was really interesting because it was a genuine question. He just wanted to have a conversation about like his faith and our faith, and he was talking about how he like prays to these spirits and beats these drums and does all these things so his family can be safe and blah 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 and A, B, and C. And one of the mission guys who was there he was like, listen, like my belief is that I love Jesus and like I pray to Jesus, and because Jesus has saved me, like I don't have to do anything to earn that salvation because I can't. Like Jesus saved me through grace and like through mercy, and that makes me want to do good things, and that makes me want to help people and want to be kind and want to be more like Jesus, but I don't have to because I don't have to earn it. So you are like beating these drums and you're practicing these things and you're doing all these steps, and I don't think you have to do any of that to earn your way to salvation. The guy that he met was just super like nice and friendly and really open about talking about different beliefs and opinions, and so that was great. That was really cool. But again, I was in a poo-poo mood that came back kind of once I got home. And the thing about being in a bad mood is I was so exhausted. I had things I needed to do productivity-wise that I just didn't do, which doesn't make me feel any better. And then, I just really missed my family and my friends and my home. And that's okay, and that's life, and I chose to be here, and I know God has me here for a purpose, but it made me sad. It made me really homesick. Although it genuinely hasn't been me most of this week. Most of this week has actually been really good. So that is the update as of right now. It's like not the world's best angle or anything. I'm literally putting on a shoe. But I just wanted to give an update about yesterday, because I know in my update before I said I was in a horrible mood and feeling sad, and that was true. As I was saying, yesterday was kind of a rough day, and like I know I probably caught that vibe while I was on the phone, but today was a much better day, and I'm feeling a lot better just about everything. Or yesterday, I guess, because now today's Monday. But anyways, feeling much better just about everything. I just needed, sometimes you just have a bad day. That's all right. It's just life. But yesterday I had, I went to my hearing church service in the morning, and that was really nice, even though it was kind of emotional. But the lesson was all about like change and how God is our constant in times of change, which was really helpful and like very applicable to what I'm going through right now. And then Deaf Church was like breaking down the Lord's Supper and stuff, and I got lunch with some church people in between. And there's one girl, Alyssa, who I'm gonna get lunch with, who I really, really like. She's super cool. She almost went on a date with Joe Jonas. Gag. Come in. Okay, this is gonna be my very last minute little update, because I might include Sheik's Temple stuff in there. I might not. I don't know. We'll see what makes it into the YouTube video this week versus next week. But I will say that I'm feeling way better than I was on Saturday. I think I just had a very off, bad day, and that's fine. And we all have bad days sometimes, and that's simply how life goes. But Sunday was great. I already talked about that. Monday we went to a Sheik temple, and we learned about like how to evangelize to Sheik people, and that was super cool because a lot of their beliefs are close to Christianity, but also like they're not quite there. And they kind of believe that like if you do everything you're supposed to do, when you die, you'll just become one with earth and like fade into nothingness. And I, have an eternal hope in Christ that like we're gonna be with Jesus, and that like when I die, my other friends and like family members who are Christian, like I'm gonna see them up there, and like we're gonna be reunited. And so my belief is a little different, but Really nice people, really respectful, friendly, welcoming, hospitable. Got to eat some food in the temple for free from them, which was so sweet. So I enjoyed that. They also believe there's multiple ways to get to heaven, like any religion is good and true, and that there's many paths to get to God, and I only believe, like, I think Jesus is the only way to get to heaven and to get to God, and like there's one truth. It's my belief. So yeah, it was very interesting but very cool, and I enjoyed that a lot. And then today I had first of all, I had breakfast with my friend Aubrey, which I didn't take a video. I'm so mad about it because it was so cute. I should have taken a video. So angry. But that was super fun. It's been good to like get to know people on a deeper level. She's one of my really good friends here. So I'm very appreciative of her. She also has bangs, so I think it's the bangs that make us good friends. Also, hair. This is the New York weather. This is what it's doing to my hair, but that's okay. But I had an interview today and it went fantastic. They loved me. It was at PS 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever it's called, the American Sign Language and English Secondary School. So this is the school that has deaf and hearing children, and they're a bilingual certified school, which means they use ASL and English for instruction. So they'll have like kids whose parents are deaf who go to that school along with deaf students. And that went really well. And it was a little chaotic because none of my technology worked. But then I logged in and it was great. And they want to move on to next steps with me. So we'll see. Not officially hired at either school yet, but I have options. Signing off. Bye. I guess this is part of their like summer in the city thing they're doing. All right. Can I get a fit check, Miss Aubrey?
You have a skirt? I don't really know.
We have a skirt. You know what? Yeah. Fit check, fit check.
The shirt, the
Yeah.
jeans, the shoes, the earrings.
Yeah.
And then the boba.
Yeah. Can you get my fit check going on?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We have an earring. We have a shoe from Rockies. This is from probably freshman year of high school. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah. Perfect. All right. Just for some perspective of where we actually are. Yeah. We right up here, y'all. We right up here.
Right up.
We right up here. I feel traumatized. How about you?
I cried. I freaking cried.
I heard you.
They were all in white. And then he was like, I made it. And then the dad went, no, son. No, son.
No, son.
And we said, oh. I said, all right, tears flood.
Willingly paid for trauma. No. Come back to me, my Shayla.